Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to be doing an incredible interview with a great friend of mine, successful businessman. His name is Black Deniro. So stay tuned. What's up, Black?
What's going on, man?
All right, how you feel, man?
I'm chilling. What's up with you?
I'm doing great. It's getting better each and every single day.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
What's good?
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. What's good with you?
Man, taking it day by day.
I feel you. I feel you, man. I feel you, man. You sound like you're tired a little bit.
Yeah, moving around a lot. That's all.
Okay.
It's a good tired though.
I feel you. I feel you. The grind never sleeps, right?
Right.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I appreciate you coming on my platform and conveying value to my audience.
Appreciate it.
All right. Ready to rock and roll?
Yep.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Arthur Robinson Jr. I'm the creator and the host of the Powerful Interviews podcast. And today I have another special interview for each and every one of you. Today I have a wonderful person on the show, and he's a great friend of mine. His name is Black Deniro. For those that don't know Black, let me explain to each and every one of you about this incredible, phenomenal man. Black Deniro is an actor, he is a film director, and a rapper. And he basically grew up on the Philadelphia streets and was listening to rap music. And he was listening to rap icons like Run DMC and Big Daddy Kane. He wrote 4 incredible movies that he acted and film directed, which I love the 4 titles. I love the movie, which is called It's More to the Story, Jenny, Backfire, and Brush. And that is an awesome, impressive resume. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome the one, the only, the powerful Black Deniro to the show.
Appreciate it.
I'd like to thank you, Black, for taking time out of your busy schedule to educate me and the audience worldwide about your humble beginnings to where you are today. I gladly appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
To everyone that's listening and watching right now, I highly recommend go and get your pen and your pad right now. My great friend Black Deniro is going to break down layman's terms about his phenomenal rap career, and he's going to talk about how he acted and film directed his own movies. Is that correct, Black?
Absolutely.
Now, what I'd like to know, and can you explain to the audience in layman's terms, who is the phenomenal Black Deniro? How long you been in your powerful industry? And what is your expertise?
Describing myself, it was Black Deniro. Just basically all 100% entertainer now. You know, well, I've been called Black since I was the age of 15. So that was my nickname. I changed it to my stage name, Deniro, around 99 when Heat came out, being as, Robert De Niro is my favorite actor. For the most part, I wasn't doing films then. I was doing just music. In and out, tiptoeing in, not really knowing the game all the way yet, but I was always interested in music. So, I started rapping and climbing that ladder as far as hitting radio and doing shows and a lot of features. So I guess my expertise is besides the music is doing films because I later got into that, as far as writing and producing my own films.
Mm. Now, explain to the audience in layman's terms so they fully understand, what is the best advice that you have ever received?
That's a good one. The best advice that I've ever received, I don't think it had anything to do with entertainment. It was from a friend of mine that passed away. He was older than me. We used to look up to him. We used to call him Umar. Um, and he always gave me advice as far as never giving a person more than what his hands call for. So, you can take that and stretch it as far as you could. Meaning, I guess if it's someone that you're helping out, in the industry or in the streets or whatever you're doing, um, never give them more than what their hands call for. Meaning, don't give them a load heavier than what they can carry.
Mm.
Um, Things of that nature. So I think that's the only advice that ever really stuck in my head all the time. When he said that, I couldn't grasp the concept until I got a little older. I was young when he told me. So basically, that's about it right there. That was the best advice. Never really got too much advice as far as filmmaking or music. I always been like a loner with it and just
Mm.
just figured it out by studying and watching other people.
Wow. Now, I remember last year I introduced you to actor and film director Bill Duke. And Bill, he basically told me personally, he was like, let me know when Black is ready and we can make
Right,
something happen. Now, you basically got real creative with creating and acting and film directing in your own films. And
hmm
Backfire was fire. You got your phenomenal project now out, which is Jenny.
right,
And it's more to the story. And then Brush. And they
right.
were kind of all different. Now, how do you go about just getting into your thought process with just creating films? And how do you actually pick out the actors and actresses that's actually going to become alive in your own films?
Um, I always say the ideas come from God. It's always something that's said or done
Mhm.
throughout my everyday life that gives me an idea for a movie, something that someone may say or something that I may see. Um, it could just be in general conversation that somebody might say something and it, triggers that talent. And I would just say, I want to make a film about that. So
Mm.
it's always something like that. It's never me sitting down actually just thinking about what I'm gonna, you know, make a movie about. It's always something going throughout time.
Mm.
And if someone sees something that sparked that idea, then boom. And then from there I'll take advantage of, taking the steps necessary to complete the thought and the idea that came into my head.
Mm.
Um, yeah, that's basically how they always come about. It's never a sit down thing like, yeah, I'm gonna just write about this and write about that.
Mm.
It's always something like that. And to make them different is so it just don't. I guess that's because the ideas come differently. But
Mm.
even if they didn't, I wouldn't want to, seem like it's the same thing over and over and over again.
Right.
You have to keep
Right.
people
Absolutely.
interested.
Yes. Yeah, I would love for you to, get into your creative juices and
Right.
create a movie like about Black Wall Street. I think that'd be
Yeah,
real powerful.
yeah, that's gonna be a minute for me
Yeah.
to that
I could
genre.
see you doing that, and it's hitting the big main screen.
Yeah, as I go, I'll grow
Mhm.
and different ideas will come to me and I'll be able to you know, captivate that. It's just like I said, man, it's a hidden blessing
Mhm.
and sometimes I don't even know how I do it. So for the most part, I just kind of wait for it to come to me and I won't try to sit down and force it. So I think, the best is yet to come with my talent, as long as I'm, blessed to be able to still be able to do it.
Mm. Now, you made that transition from rapping to acting, and now you're doing filmmaking, and you still are building your brand.
Mhm.
Can you explain to the audience so they fully understand? Let's have a conversation about money. Now, I know money is not value. Money is just a facilitator to do transactions. Can you explain to the audience, how would you define money?
Uh, that's a great question. Um, Money definitely comes into play when you have to, you know, pay certain people to do things as far as, yeah, studio time or pressing up CDs at that time, loading your stuff to iTunes or producing a film, hiring an editor, and light guy, sound guy, DP, things of that nature. But for the most part, I think the talent is greatly more important. Sometimes you get a lot of people that'll rock with you a little bit
Mm.
when they see something in you, So, but then they'll have to end up spending some money. So it's a double edged sword with that question. It takes some money to do things naturally, but I've gotten them done, without money before. Um, so it depends on how determined you are and how creative you become when it comes to completing the task that you really want to get completed.
Mm. So you said it takes money to make things happen. So would you say that
Yeah.
money is the byproduct of the value that you uncover?
Uh, yeah, to a certain extent, yeah,
Okay.
because you have to, you have to pay to play. So,
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely.
but I don't want people to feel like, to sit around and feel like they don't want to take the necessary steps in, achieving their dreams, because they don't have money.
Mm.
You have hard work, and you like watching a lot of people that came before me in certain situations.
Mhm.
Tyler Perry, Kanye West, documentaries, dope, a lot of things like that. You can see that these people didn't have money at one time. They just had talent to offer. Like
Mm.
I said, ultimately, someone had to spend money, but they didn't at first. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? But of course, this is a necessity for um for things to get accomplished. But don't let it hold you back, though.
Mm. You said money is a necessity. Absolutely. Money is like oxygen. You do need
Yeah, you definitely do.
it.
So at the end of the day, you're gonna need it
Mhm.
somehow, even if someone's putting it up for you and you have to return it or pay it back, it's going to happen. Whereas though you're going to need it, but great talent subsides that because you'll be able to make enough to pay them back and some.
Mm. Wow. Black, I appreciate you coming on my show today because the whole premise of my show is to educate entrepreneurs and business owners on a national, international scale that they can live the life that they truly desire, but they have to be open to these important principles. So I don't like what I
Mhm.
see what's on the news, so I create my own news.
Right, that's good. That's dope.
Black, let's have a dialogue about what it truly takes to be an entrepreneur. Now, the word entrepreneur means entreprendre, and it was a Latin word, and it was invented in the 15th century in France. And a
Right.
gentleman by the name of John Baptist, he invented the word, and over 300 years later, that word still exists, which is entrepreneur. So
Yes.
entre means between, and ponder means to take. So it means to take lower productivity and increase it to higher productivity. Can you explain to the audience how are you increasing your productivity in your current businesses?
Yeah, I did the research on that also. Yeah, I looked that up. Um, to be an entrepreneur, it takes a lot of dedication,
Mm.
a lot of hunger, a lot of ambition, um, a lot of sleepless nights. I'm tired now from always doing something, and it takes a lot of a lot of prayer.
Mm.
Everything all in one ball. You know,
Mm.
um, it's not an easy thing. You have to have thick skin. You have to have a lot of patience. Um, so it takes a lot, but if whatever you're doing, whether it's a clothing line, writing a book, or becoming your own boss at your company, whatever you're trying to do, if you feel like it's really, really worth it, and that's what you really want, those are the things that you're going to have to go through. Those are things that you're going to have to endure. You know, your ups and downs of being an entrepreneur, and I love it. I think at the end of the day, it's freedom as far as doing what you want to do, how you want to do it.
Mm,
When you're an entrepreneur, sometimes you don't have to follow the necessary rules that these people make up to do certain things, because when you're doing it your way, people will gravitate to what you're doing, and that's how you'll be able to make a living off the way you're doing it. So it takes a lot, man. It takes a lot of dedication, patience. Patience is the most probably hardest thing to have when you're being an entrepreneur and things are not um, proceeding as fast as you may feel like you want them to.
mm.
Yeah,
I agree with you. It takes a lot of dedication and a lot of sleepless nights. And
yeah,
you mentioned about ups and downs. Ups and downs will always be around.
yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Now, a couple of years back, Google bought YouTube for $1.6 billion. So
Hmm.
video is hot right now. Can you
Right.
explain to the audience the power of using video? Should entrepreneurs and business owners use video to expand their brand?
It's important because it can reach people in different countries, different cities, different areas in your own city, things of that nature. It can spread, your work can spread faster, be seen easier. Whereas though, when I was coming up in rap, we didn't have YouTube or Google and all of that. So we had to go to Home Depot and get the staple gun and go around the city sun up to sundown and hang your posters on every telephone pole, just word of mouth, and, you know, pulling up on people and passing them your CDs out of the trunk.
Mm,
So it was a hard of a task, um, harder grind. Today it's easier. You can do a lot of things from your phone. I always tell people your phone is your, like right now, doing an interview wouldn't have been possible without it. Probably we had to
mm,
meet in person, whereas though your phone is your radio station, your television station, your marketing, everything.
mm,
So it's very important to be able to use Google, YouTube, the internet, whatever the case may be.
mm.
Helps a lot now.
You're absolutely right. So once people like you, respect you, and know you, that's when their minds are made up and they want to invest in you because you are your brand.
Yeah, yeah, basically. But you might have to have patience. Like I said, it might take a while.
Mm,
It might take a while. Right now, I'm still traveling that road, you
mm,
know, whereas though no one really came to invest in me yet.
mm,
So I still had to do it, um, maybe 90% of my own. So
mm.
yeah, gotta keep on pushing with it.
Yeah, you do. You gotta keep moving. Got to keep pushing. It's a grind. And once you establish your own brand, and your brand creates your own brand identity, your brand becomes your promise.
Yes.
Mm. So would you say that happy customers are loyal customers? They keep coming back to you, wanting your products or your services?
Yes. Happy customers are definitely loyal customers. So if
Mm.
they wasn't happy, then I don't think they would stick around.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, you just basically just, dominating, the film industry.
Mhm.
What do you see yourself and your brand in the next 2 years? Or what would you like to see your brand in the next 2 years?
I'm working extremely hard to have my brand known worldwide,
Mm,
to be able to showcase my talent all over the world, so people can get a chance to see what I'm really made of. definitely create generational wealth, not to just get money, be able to create generational wealth for myself as far and all the way down to great grandkids and things of that nature. So I believe in 2 years, God willing, I will be exactly where I need to be. As long as I keep on praying, keep on working as hard as I'm doing now, and I'm still being blessed with the talent to strengthen, then I really feel like 2 years would be good for me.
Mm. Yeah, generational wealth, that's extremely important, when you want to pass down, long-term money down to your
Right.
kids and your great grandkids. You want to create what is called a dynasty trust, like the DuPonts are doing.
Exactly.
I can see you doing that. I can see you being the next hecto millionaire. You're not a billionaire, but you're worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, let's hope so.
I believe in you, Black. You're going to do it. You're going to
I
shock the
appreciate it.
world.
Yeah,
When it
definitely.
comes to
That's the
us
goal.
being entrepreneurs, we are normal. We are abnormal to people that think normal.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, entrepreneurs, they actually are crazy. I know before Steve Jobs passed away, he had $119 billion in the bank cash liquid because him and Steve Wozniak, along with other partners around the globe, they took the Apple brand to a whole nother level.
Yes.
And you remember the BlackBerry phones, the jerk
Yep.
jerk phones?
Hmm.
And before the Blackberries, they was called the Palm Pilots.
Right.
So, it's like people are actually taking what they know and turning into dough by taking their hobbies and turning it into phenomenal businesses.
Right.
So basically what you did, you just took your passion and you turned it into a profit.
Yes, exactly.
What is the differentiator from the rap money versus the movie money?
Um, I believe more people would view movies than they would listen to rap.
Mm,
Rap is definitely hip hop is definitely extremely enormous business.
mm,
And I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. And it's always going to be in my heart with that. But I just believe that, in my opinion, from my personal experience,
mm,
doing films, I get a lot of different people from different cultures that
mm,
may not listen to rap that would watch a movie.
mm,
So I think it's a difference for me. You
mm,
know, I don't know for everybody else, but for me, it's different as far as notoriety, as far as growing. I got my first deal. I've been rapping for 10, 15 years and
mm,
up to before I started doing film and up to date. So I've been rapping for over 20 years
mm.
and never had a deal with music, but I was making movies for 5, 6 years before I signed my first deal to be on Netflix. So,
Mm.
that was it for me.
Yeah, Netflix, they are the movie big gorilla. They like the next Amazon. And
Right.
Netflix, they blew, the back in the day blockbusters out of the water.
Yeah.
Blockbusters, they want to change their business model up. And actually they had an opportunity to collaborate with Netflix, but they couldn't see the vision. But once
Right.
Netflix came on the scene, blockbusters went out of business.
Yep. That's how I go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like you got to see the future before you even see the future.
Exactly. That's where the patience kicking at.
Hmm. So would you say that patience is a virtue?
Yes. Very much so.
Mm. Now, I can actually see you building, a big, movie production company, and just taking it, worldwide by storm. And you having a lot of, employees on your payroll and things of that
Mhm.
nature. You thinking about one day, taking your business public and selling it for multiples on a New York Stock Exchange?
Yeah, all of that is in the plan, man. In due time, it's just still baby steps at this point.
Mhm.
I have a lot of long term goals, not a lot, but um,
Stay tuned, people. Black Deniro will be coming back and joining us shortly. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry about that. A phone call came through.
Okay. So what was you saying?
I was saying, I have a few long-term goals, and actually, though, that's one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All righty. So you've been, spitting, and now you're acting. And I really believe that the film making and you're directing, I really believe that like that's your stronger lane. But you got so many creative juices in you. I think the best is yet to come.
Yes.
Mm,
Yes.
wow.
God willing.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's a lot of talent in Philadelphia. I think
Yeah.
it's just that people see. It's like when I go to a lot of business seminar, and they have a little intermission in between, and you going in the hallway. I like to call that the hallway to wealth, because you never know who you might be sitting next to. You never know who you might be talking to that can really just turn your whole life around. You one relationship away from somebody turning your whole life around.
Exactly.
High energy only connects to high energy. High energy cannot connect to a low energy source. And that energy is so real. And when I surround myself around like-minded people and they on the same mission as me, that elevates my game. But if I'm thinking one way and you thinking another, and we can't be in alignment, it's like, I can respect you, but you're not on the same path as me. So I wish you
Right.
well, but I can't just be in that circle because I'm all about growth and you're all about remaining stagnant.
Right.
How you feel about entrepreneurs remaining stagnant, and what mistakes are you seeing that entrepreneurs are making if they are in the process of creating their own films or just, creating their own music?
I see a lot of the biggest mistake I see is not taking steps, not getting started. That's why I hold seminars called the Get Started Now seminar. A lot
Mm,
of people will always speak on how a lot of people will have talent and don't they won't captivate off of it because they won't start pursuing it.
mm,
So the talent is just being bottled. They're not trying to achieve what they really know that they can do in their minds. As far as not, going, they might take one step, but just don't take the step after that. Being as though you might go to the studio and record, but you might have all your homies in there bouncing around, but you'll never bring it out. You'll never bring the music out. You'll write a book and you'll just keep it in your notes or a script, things of that nature. You might have the clothing line design that you might have in your mind, but you won't take the step of um, jotting it down and start sketching your things or paying someone to do it for you. So I
mm,
think a lot of mistakes that I see is people not starting, and if they do start, they don't execute.
mm.
Yeah.
That's powerful what you said. Execution is always worship.
Right.
And I remember I had former mob boss of the Colombo crime family, Michael Francis.
Mhm.
And you know, pretty much him and his father back in the mid 80s, they was doing like 5 to 8 million a week in the gas and oil industry. That's
Right.
still good money to the day. And he was basically telling me that, you got to take action. That's the only way your dreams are going to become a reality, is by taking action every day and never giving up and never quitting.
Exactly.
Is that the mindset that you adopted over the years, or did you build your entrepreneurial mindset over a period of time?
No, I was born with that mindset.
Mm,
That's the blessing. Anything that I set out to do, I've done. Even things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
mm,
Um, no, I was always ambitious. I was always a hustler. I always worked hard.
mm,
So, like I said, you can have talent, but you have to be you have to have ambition also. So I'm glad that I was blessed with both
Mm,
because they coincide.
absolutely. Absolutely. You have to adopt, having an abundance mindset. What the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. If you put something
Hmm.
in your mind that you can do it, then you will. But if you put something in
Right.
your mind that you can't do it, then you won't.
Exactly.
But failure is nothing but a lesson, but it is blessings and lessons.
Definitely.
Black, let's dialogue about delegation. Now, I know the minimum wage of a millionaire is around $524 an hour. So I always tell my audience, what can you delegate for $524 an hour? Or you can go way beyond that. What can you delegate that's within your current budget? How important it is for entrepreneurs and business owners to delegate tasks out that they're not currently good at so they could just focus on increasing their top line revenues in their current businesses.
Meaning what? Working wise?
Right. Like, let's just say that let's say for example, like what you do. Like you
Hmm.
basically direct and do your own movies. So you basically are focusing on that deal flow to generate income from what the movies are going to generate.
Right.
But let's say you just focusing on that, but let's just say you don't want to do like the mundane work, like you don't want to just focus on answering emails or phone calls. You're delegating that out to somebody else that can handle that for you. That's what I mean, like how important it is for entrepreneurs and business owners to delegate tasks out that they're not currently good at so they could just focus on increasing their money in their current businesses.
I mean, that's very important. You just have to try to find a team that can do that or be fortunate enough to have someone to help you with those tasks.
Mhm.
Um, you know, sending emails, reading emails, building websites, building things of that nature. So if you're fortunate enough to have someone to help you do that, then that's cool. If not, you have to just keep on working on what you're working on until someone comes along. Sometimes it takes a long time because people don't see the vision.
Mm,
But it's very important because it's also taking a hat off. You're
mm,
wearing so many hats. You're wearing 20 hats.
mm.
You want to take at least, you know, at least 17 of those hats off so you can focus on the core of what you're good at so everyone can benefit off of it.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It takes time for people to really see your vision. Now, when you was in the process of creating your own movies, did it take time for people to see your vision in regards to the actors and actresses that actually, contribute a lot of value to your movies?
No, I was fortunate enough that from my first film, people they may have saw the finished product and say they didn't think it was gonna come out the way it came out. I
Mhm.
remember Spank the comedian said that, like, wow, I didn't know it was gonna come out like that. But other than that, I don't know if they even see the vision. I just think that they trust in what I was doing,
Mhm.
trust my talent, and they actually they were satisfied with the results. But I never had an issue where people didn't think that I would make them look good.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, I don't know if you ever heard of the brand called Zappos.
No,
You
no,
heard of
no.
that
Not
brand?
yet. No.
Well, the owner name was Tony Shea, and they're
Hmm.
located in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Right.
He sold the company for over 1.6 billion. And unfortunately, Tony Shea, he passed away. He was actually Korean, and he was actually in his early 40s. And they basically develop a culture at the brand. And when you go to Zappos, you can, actually just purchase, beautiful shoes from that brand. Now, if a certain individual, man or woman, don't fit into the culture, they'll pay that individual 2 to 3 grand to leave the business because they don't fit into the culture because they're making it bad for everybody else in regards to their attitude. How important it is for entrepreneurs and business owners to develop a culture that people can actually follow.
That's like building your brand. Yeah, that's like building your cult of um, supporters, your core supporters. That's
Mm.
very important because without them, you have no one to purchase whatever you're selling. So building your culture, your code of followings is extremely important. That's probably one of the most important things after talent, because if you don't have anyone to follow you or purchase it, then where do you go from there?
Mm,
There's nothing to do after that. So that's a no brainer right there.
absolutely. You mentioned that word selling. So sales is the avenue to more revenue.
Oh, of course.
Mm,
Yeah.
wow. Black, I wrote down some powerful words, 10 being the highest and one being the lowest. So you can
Mhm.
rate them in your own influential way. Are you ready?
Okay. hmm
Accountability.
Um, holding accountability is very, very important to me. One thing about myself, whether you like it or not, I'll hold accountability for my actions
Mm,
or for my words. You know, it's very hard for people to do that, because once you, um, a lot of people don't want to be perceived as something that a lot of people don't want to be perceived as what they really are,
mm,
and don't know that they may be that. Um, so they won't take accountability for it. They'll just, you know, maneuver. They'll weasel out of it, or they'll flip it on
mm.
another person, regardless the circumstances. But holding accountability is very, very important, because at least that's the part of fixing a problem that you may have. If you
Mm.
don't hold accountability for something, you'll never realize your problem. Even if you do realize it, you'll be fooling and psyching yourself out from helping yourself, whatever the issue may be.
So 10 the highest and one the lowest. How would you rate
Yeah,
accountability?
10. I'll rate it 10.
Perseverance.
Uh, I'll rate that a 5. Yeah,
Mm. Family.
10. Whether how big or small. Your family can be made up of 5 people, because you have family, but you might not have family. You feel what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Hmm.
But your family is very important. My children, my cousins, my siblings, my mate, my spouse, whatever is very important. So yeah, I'll rate that a 10.
Health.
10 for sure.
Mm.
You have to be healthy mentally and physically to, you know, God willing, live long and live a nice, prosperous life, and continue to do what you're doing physically and mentally. That mental strength as well as physical strength. I'll rate that a 10.
Wealth.
That's a tricky one, because that's what we do it for.
Mm.
We do it to have worldly possessions
Mm.
on this earth. So we do it for the wealth. I'm gonna say 5. I'm gonna
Mm.
say 5. It's important to have money, but it's not necessarily to have money. You can have love without money. You can have loyalty without money. You can have family without money. You can have dreams and goals and fun without money. So, but it's a good thing to have. So I'm gonna rate it a 5.
Value.
Value. I'll say an 8.
Mm.
Yeah, say an 8.
Building great relationships.
10.
Mm.
Building great relationships. Um, is so important, because if you have the perfect relationship, well, not perfect, but if you have a relationship that's um, trustworthy, that's um, that's solid, you can depend on that person, regardless to whoever the person may be. You can
Mm.
depend on the person. You can count on the person. When people say you don't depend on nobody, you can depend on people to, um, you know, like that. You can count on them. You can depend on them, and you can lean on them if you need be. Um, with those relationships, and it can do the same with you. And it just makes it's strong. Like, for instance, when when I left the street game and I didn't have too much money or things to do, I was able to still get haircuts for free, eat out of every restaurant for free, damn near a lot of restaurants and places that because the relationship that I built with certain individuals when I was coming up.
Mm.
And it goes for the same with the industry, whether it's rap or film. People that might charge someone else might help you because of your relationship. It comes down to your significant other. If if the relationship is truly honest
Mm.
and solid and strong, it'll all that'll have your mind clear
Mm.
from every aspect that I just said,
Mm.
and you'll be able to move a little bit more stress free.
Mm.
So I'll rate that relationships. I'll rate that a 10.
Intellectual property.
10.
Mm.
Yeah, rate that a 10.
Wow. Marriage.
Marriage. Well, I guess that goes hand in hand with relationships. When I said the relationship, if um you found the right person, truly found the right person,
Mm.
and everything comes into play with marriage.
Mm.
Loyalty first and foremost, love. Um, Loyalty falls in a line of trust, honesty, um, and it's better to do things to me as a team.
Mm.
Um, it's better for children when they're being raised to see things, a family, a strong structure.
Mm.
Um, and it's just good to have someone there to talk to when you know, when you actually need them for when no one you can talk to no one else. So yeah, I'll rate marriage a 10.
Mm. Integrity.
10, hands down.
Mm.
Um, you know, um, Definition of the integrity is doing things um, when people's not looking, doing the right thing when people are not looking.
Mm.
So integrity is important. Also that goes in hand with the relationships and that you have with people. It goes along with the the marriage. It goes along with the money. Integrity is like the foundation of a lot of that.
Mm.
Because if you don't know what the person is doing, you should be able to believe that the person's doing the right thing when you're not around. And that's
Mm.
the definition of integrity.
Mm.
So that's a 10.
Respect.
10.
Mm.
Because if a person don't respect you, then it that if a person doesn't respect you, then they don't think they're gonna implement integrity,
Mm.
you know, because they don't have the respect to do so. They
Mm.
don't respect you. Um, you just don't know what to believe, what to get. Um, I respect everybody. I give respect. I demand respect. Um, so yeah, that's definitely a 10. Respect is important.
Money.
I think we talked same. It's the same thing as the what was that number?
Wealth.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, same thing.
Mm.
Same 5.
Impact.
Um, I think a 10 because the impact that you put out when
Mm.
you hit the, a great impact can lead to great results.
Mm.
So yeah, I'll call that a 10.
Legacy.
Legacy is great, but it's not really it's not really that. I'd probably say a 5, 4 or 5. It's not that important to me. I
Mm,
don't really care about people saying what I used to be or he used to be that or stuff. As long as my family
mm,
know, and that's it. It's not really big for me to be, for the legacy to be, oh, he was this and that. Like, nah. Once you're gone, you're gone.
mm,
So I'm not concerned about anything um left on this earth where I'm trying to go when I pass away.
mm. Execution.
10.
Mm.
We discussed that earlier in the interview. Yeah.
Speed of implementation.
Say that again.
Speed of implementation.
You said or?
Speed of implementation.
5.
Mm.
Yeah.
Happiness.
Happiness is would be a 10 in my book, because if you're not happy, um, then it shows. If you're not happy, uh you can't really concentrate, you can't work, you can't be your best sometimes if you're not happy yourself.
Mm.
You know, you have to be really happy, and you can't force it. If like you said, you have to take care of yourself, and if you're happy, then it'll show, and it'll help you work a little freely and relieve the stress and help your mental area and things of that nature.
Mm.
So I'll put that as a 10.
Loyalty.
Loyalty falls in the lines of the respect and integrity. Um,
Mm.
Loyalty is a 10 for sure. But you have to have integrity
Mm.
and and accountability to be loyal. Loyalty is very important to me.
Mm.
Very, very important.
Brainstorming groups.
Some people brainstorm, some people don't. I'm gonna say 5. Some people,
Mm.
I may do it too much at times. So
Mm.
yeah.
How would you rate it?
Say that again.
How would you rate it? 10 or 1?
I give it a 4.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, that was good, Black. That was real good.
Appreciate it.
Can you explain to the audience, what do you like to do for fun?
I like to spend time with my children.
Mm.
That's most important
Mm.
to me, my children, and I like to work. I like to work on my projects.
Mm.
That's basically it. Yeah,
Wow.
in a nutshell.
Mm.
Yep, in a nutshell. Now, that's why I was so tired all night. I was working. I got to actually get to another meeting now in a second, and I just go on and on and on, man.
Mm.
Yeah,
Can you
that's my fun.
explain? Oh, wow. That's powerful. Can you explain to the audience exactly where they can find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Black Deniro _215. I don't like giving my email out too much because then they flood it. You can find me on Twitter is the same at Black Deniro _215.
Mhm.
And that's it, man. You can find me. Make sure you check out my movies you check out Backfire on Tubi and Amazon Prime. Check out Jenny on Prime Video.
Mhm.
Check out Brush on YouTube under Black Deniro. Check out It's More to the Story on YouTube under Black Deniro. That's how you can find me.
Mm. To everyone that's listening and watching right now, follow the phenomenal Black Deniro. You heard the passion that came through his voice on my show today. He broke down layman's terms about the true definition of becoming an entrepreneur. It's not going to be easy, but you can get through it. Knowledge is not power. The implementation of knowledge, that's what makes it become powerful.
Yes.
Black, do you have any last pearls of wisdom for the audience?
Yeah. Just my last words for y'all is to Make sure you follow your dreams. Follow everything that you want to do. Stay consistent. Stay hungry. Never lose your hunger ever. Don't ever lose your hunger, even when you achieve your goals. And always execute. Stay prayed up. Also, to keep that first and foremost.
Absolutely. You have to put God first in anything that you're doing, and He'll guide you through. To everyone that's listening and watching right now, I highly recommend get involved with the phenomenal Black Deniro. Black, I'd like to thank you once again for taking time out of your busy schedule to educate me and the audience worldwide about the power of being an entrepreneur. I gladly appreciate it. You are a gift from God.
Thanks. I appreciate you having me, man.
To everyone that's listening and watching, get involved with the phenomenal Black Deniro. He has incredible content that could take your mindset and your business to a whole nother level. But remember, you have to implement what you learn. So to everyone that's listening and watching right now, remember that the strongest asset that each and every one of you have is your brain, and what you think about and what you take action on, that will become your reality, and your mentality creates your reality. May God bless each and every one of you, and bye for now. Thank you, Black. I really appreciate you conveying value to my audience.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
And we had to do it again so we can keep talking about these wealth building principles.
Okay, let's set it up.
All righty. I really appreciate you, Black.
All right, man. Salute.
And to everyone that's listening, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And bye for now. Thank you, Black.
No problem.